What up?
What up?
Sorry about that. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, but we back in the building. We had to smash up the man. You know what I'm saying? My man up
back
there.
in the building.
Yeah, we back up in here. We had to smash the Time Warner Spectrum dude, yo. We had to knock him out, show him what's up, tell him we got to get this, trying to get this going on.
Yeah,
so,
man.
Yeah, so we're just going to check it out.
Started.
Yep. So, hope everybody had a good week. Like I said, we're going to get it started. First of all, we want to say rest in peace to DJ Ready Red, one of the members of the Geto Boys, and we just like I said, we just gonna do it up, and let me see if I can find something real quick that's got.
All right, so we got Dominic in the building. Reggie Reg is in the building. What up? What up? What up, Dom? What up, Reg? Appreciate y'all checking us out as usual.
Yep.
So we're gonna get started. Like you said, rest in beats to DJ Ready Red of the Geto Boys. He was the original DJ when they first got started, and he was responsible for a lot of their beats in the beginning, and he helped them get where they are. And then Willie D said he did the whole album, I think, for his first solo album. So that was pretty good, man. So he passed away of an apparent heart attack. I believe it was yesterday on Friday.
I thought I had some.
So, and he was young, man. We got to take care of ourselves, man.
Yeah.
We especially black people, man. We dying off too early, man.
My ass included.
The dude wasn't but like 53, I think.
Yeah.
So it's like you too young to be dying off, man. We supposed to be living in the 80s and 90s and whatnot, even further than that. You know what I mean? So
God give us 120.
Yeah.
Dang, I wish I had some. I thought I had some good.
And share this video with your followers too. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to put on some music, so
yeah,
we're just gonna throw this on real quick, and we're gonna add some folks, and just what I'm saying, just hold on with us real quick. All right, now. Chris says diabetes, blood pressure, NYPD. Something will get you.
Yeah, man. Always something.
It's always something for us, man. Always something. He's like, yeah, we gonna get your ass.
Nah, Dominic, it's true, man. It's absolutely true. We know it's true. Trust me. We researched this, and Willie D, one of the members of the Geto Boys, was the one that announced it. So it ain't a lie.
No, it ain't no lie. My oh my, it ain't no lie. What the hell is up with the hands to the beatbox? Yeah, just give us a moment, man. Technology supposed to make things easier. Technology be tripping sometimes.
Right.
All this other stuff and everything, like, oh, we the future.
Right.
This is the future and everything.
Yeah.
And the future be fucking up sometimes.
Man, technology is, it's one of them things. You got to be smart if you're going to use technology. You know what I mean? Don't let it use you. You be the one to use it. You know what I mean? Because technology can be your worst enemy if you let it. So, but we get ready to get started in a few. We're gonna invite some people in. I invited everybody I could, and we're just gonna talk about a few things that's been going on this week in hip hop and the culture and all that good stuff.
And some stuff that might be going on next week.
Next week, yep. Yeah, next week, we are scheduled to have Reggie Reg
in the building.
Reggie Reg is gonna be on the show next week, so we're gonna talk to him and do it up big for the culture. Find out about his influences and what got him into the music business and all that good stuff. So we are looking forward to that, Reg.
Yeah. Oh. There we go. All right, invite now. thank y'all for being so patient. I apologize for the wait. Y'all can just listen to the beat.
Yeah, man. Being a classic beat.
Yeah, right being all synchronized and everything. Yep. See, you get to hear some of the delay. Hear some of the delay, man. We do everything in here, man.
Yeah.
We ain't got no fancy editor. We don't be chopping it up and everything.
Right. We putting in our own work.
We do everything, man. We do everything. One reason because we can't afford to get anybody else.
Exactly.
But we do everything, son. We do everything. We ain't got no fancy editor. We don't be chopping it.
It look like we got Eric in the building.
What up?
What up, E? Appreciate you checking us out.
Yeah, thank you.
Get ready to get started. Share this out with your followers so we can get some other folks in here. And we're going to talk about some hip-hop.
Yeah, and definitely invite people, not just for just our numbers. Invite us so we can have a healthy discussion about the music and where things are going.
Yeah, that's what we need. We need some healthy discussion to talk about hip-hop.
So you hear that beautiful delay right there, man. Hearing everything, man. Getting that raw.
If any of y'all missed it last week, we got to interview local talent, Kickboy Triple.
Yep.
And that was a good interview. You know, he's you can tell he's really into the culture and, you know, not just in it to try to make a quick buck. You know what I mean? You can tell he has a love for the music, and he's got a lot of talent, man. Y'all need to check him out. He's got some music up on YouTube, you know, and his latest joint, Give 'Em Hell, that's doing real good. You know, it's on iTunes. You can find the video, the song on YouTube. Actually, the video and the song on YouTube. So go check that out, man. Kickboy Triple.
Give 'em hell.
Yeah, give 'em
hell. That's one thing we gotta say, man. The new, Greensboro. The whole NC, man, is really trying to come up, man. It's probably gonna explode here in the next couple years. You know, a lot of artists and stuff is actually doing their thing.
Yeah. Dave is in the building.
What up?
What up, Dave? Eric said, "What about that new Big Boy?" I haven't checked that out, man. I'm gonna have to check that out.
He was just here a couple months ago.
Yeah, I heard
at the Blind Tiger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, check
that's right around the corner from here, man. I missed that.
Yep. Yeah, I think everybody else, they're gonna have to just. Yeah, they're just gonna have to. We gotta get it rolling.
Yeah.
All right. So, first things first. Let's talk about Nikki Minaj. She had some low ticket sales. She's blaming it on. Who she's blaming it on?
She's trying to blame it on like somebody, like the promoter or somebody behind the scenes, one of those people or who's supposed to be out there, you know, making the shows, like the marketing people and stuff like that. It was some dude, I can't remember the name, but it was somebody I didn't really know. But she basically, you know, kind of put him on blast, saying it was his fault that, you know, the tour didn't work out.
You sure it ain't nothing dealing with dreams? Exactly. What up, Raphael?
Yeah, what up?
You sure ain't nothing doing with dreams?
I don't know, man. Could be. Because sometimes it's just you. As an artist, you may not be able to pull in the numbers. You know, you got your fan base, but that don't mean it's always somebody else's fault when something go wrong.
Well, you had the thing of it is, she had Tekashi 6ix9ine on the tour, too.
Yeah.
So, with them, both of them, they wasn't pulling numbers.
Right.
So, what's going on?
Yeah, and we're going to talk about Tekashi in a minute, too, with his new issue with Luda. But this Nicki Minaj thing, honestly, I don't think she's not talented. she's definitely talented, but I don't think she makes good music, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? For me, she doesn't make great music. You know, I think she's trying to have that pop crossover feel. And, you know, that's cool if you want to make your money. But to me, you can't really try to have that whole, I'm the queen of hip hop, if everything you're doing is mostly pop type records. You know what I mean? And
it's kind of funny. I'm just thinking about before Aretha Franklin died, that interview.
Yeah.
Like, she basically went to the grave, just started hitting people in the mouth. Yeah. She was like, yeah, who does Adele? Oh, Adele's a great singer. Taylor Swift, she got pretty girls. Alicia Keys, good performer, good writer. Nicki Minaj. I ain't want to talk about that.
She said, I don't even know who that is.
She just...
I think she even said she don't know who that is. She was like, I don't know that.
I ain't want to talk about that.
But, yeah, man. I mean, honestly, man, Nikki, I'm glad you're getting your money. Who's that?
What up, Bethany? What up?
Bethany in the house. We appreciate you checking us out.
Yeah,
we just... talking about Nikki Minaj and her canceled tour with Tekashi and whoever else was on it.
So they canceled it?
Yeah, I heard they canceled the whole thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, because of the low. Yeah. Something ain't right.
And, I think that's why she kind of put old boy on blast, whoever this was. So, I mean, you might have a little buzz for a minute, but sometimes it's just you. Maybe your buzz is dying down. You never know.
I think of it is, yeah. I mean, because really, if you're an artist and people want to see you, I mean, the promoter, it ain't really his fault, because really the promoter, all his job is to say, hey, they're coming.
Right.
Come check it out. Really.
Exactly.
I mean, your name should be able to draw. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're in demand.
Yeah, if you're that good, your name should do it. So, it just didn't work out, I guess, man. So they pretty much, I don't know if they're gonna pick up the tour later or they just canceled it for good, but supposedly it just wasn't getting sales that they wanted, you know. So
is it? I mean, and it might be a number of things.
I think so. I think it is. He said it's most of her body fake.
And Nicki Minaj is a cyborg, yo.
Right.
That's all we I just saying. But let's talk about that Tekashi 6ix9ine, man, because you know, he up there trying to shoot up to one of the elders, Luda.
Yeah, man.
You know, it's kind of weird me saying Luda's an elder of hip hop.
Yeah, I know, right? It seems kind of weird.
But I mean, he deserved the title though, man. Like that man.
He still looks really young too. That's why it's hard to think of him as an elder, because he ages really good. So he doesn't look older. You can tell he's a little bit older than he was, but not much. You know what I mean?
Well, black don't crack.
Right.
And plus, you take care of yourself and you ain't, don't get high and stuff too much.
Exactly.
You're gonna be alright.
So supposedly, this Tekashi and Luda thing started when Luda was on Wildin' Out with Nick Cannon, and they were doing a little skit. And what's my boy name? Gary, the comedian Gary Owens. The white dude.
Oh yeah.
He dressed up like Tekashi, and he was.
I seen that. Yeah.
He was asking, and Luda was there. So basically, he's asking Luda a hypothetical. You know, saying, "Yeah, I'm Tekashi. So if you were to," he said, "Luda, if you were to, who's that?
That's Fresh. What up, Fresh? Freshly. What up, boy?"
So Gary Owens dressed up like Tekashi, and he's like talking to the real Luda, and he's like, yeah, so if you were to try to give somebody a record deal, would it be me or Nick Cannon? And so Luda was like, I gotta go with Nick Cannon because Tekashi ain't gonna be here that long.
Dang.
So, Tekashi took a little insult to that, and so he been putting Luda on blast on like Instagram and Twitter and all that kind of stuff. But, I mean, lyrically, he don't want it, because if he did, he would have put out a song. You know what I mean?
No, he can't.
He don't want it.
He can't hang with Luda.
But it's one of those things. Now, Luda has somewhat responded. He put out some tweets and stuff like that, saying stuff that kind of alluded, like, nobody don't want me to step in the booth, that kind of stuff. Just putting it out like that, you know, just saying little hypotheticals like, you know, they know if I get in the booth, I'm a monster, you know, blah, blah, blah. You can tell he's trying to address Tekashi, but that's basically what's going on. Yeah, man. That's what's up, man. But yeah, so we're going to see what happens with this. I mean, I think if Luda is smart, he'll just kind of send him a warning, you know, just like not really do a song, but just maybe in an interview or something like that, just bring it up, look, let it go, man. You know, it was just a joke, let it go, don't do it. And then if Tekashi comes back and keeps letting it go, keeps going on, then I think Luda should do a little song or freestyle or something. But right now, Tekashi's not good enough to really respond to. You know what I mean?
No.
He has no status in real hip hop. You know what I mean?
And that's why these cats they just say stuff, but then when it comes to the challenge, you know, they're not really going to respond. And then if you do respond, it's like, oh, well, you're just an old hater and stuff. But like, nah, you said something. You should take this the retaliation.
That same didn't happen with J. Cole. Because, old boy came out dissing J. Cole, the little young dude.
Yeah, Lil Pump.
And then when J. Cole says something, you get mad. Talking about how you going to diss me? I'm just a young kid. He didn't even really diss you. He just addressed you.
Yeah, he just did. He didn't really diss you.
He just addressed you. You know what I mean? Just to let you know, you know what I mean? That wasn't even called for. So, you know, that's how the generations are now. They get mad. They want to say whatever they want to say. But then if you respond back, they're like, oh, how dare you? I'm just a kid.
Yeah, you can't do that, man. Well, we're going to switch gears here. We're going to talk about DJ Ready Red. First of all, let's do the moment of silence. All right. Back on it.
Rest in peace to DJ Ready Red.
Yep. So, we basically, like we talked about, he was the original Geto Boys DJ. Also, you know, he did like a lot of Willie D's first album, correct?
Yeah. He did some of the Geto Boys' first music, and he did Willie D's whole first album. So,
yeah, rest in peace, man. That whole, man, you know, that whole Houston sound is really so influential in hip hop. You know, I was thinking about it the other day, like Houston, man, they don't really get a lot of, they don't have a lot of hip hop. You know, they don't really get a lot of hip hop mentioned too much.
Yeah, they don't.
Cause they really did the Southern scene really before Atlanta got to it. Really, honestly.
Yeah.
They really kind of paved the way for like all that stuff in Atlanta, and you know, I would even say Memphis too. You know, all that stuff, they kind of paved the way for like Atlanta to get where they're at.
Yeah.
And it just be, one thing is good about it though. I think most of the South, which is a good thing, is that they all work together and they all try to, you know, build up, you know, together. Ain't really too much inner beef in the South as much as like, you know, maybe like Chicago and New York. So that's one thing that's cool about that.
Yeah,
so,
man.
You know, DJ Ready Red played a part in that. And, you know, we honor you, sir, and we salute you, man.
Yeah, definitely. Salute. So, you know, definitely rest in peace to all the fallen soldiers in hip hop. You know what I mean? So
there's a lot of them. Shoot, man. So let's go into the next gear. Method Man's new album.
Yeah, it's called The Meth Lab Part 2, I believe. So, yeah, shout out to the 5th Ward. That's the Geto Boys neighborhood. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, Meth Lab 2 is coming out, and Method Man is trying to put on a lot of the young artists from his area, like Staten Island and all over New York. So, definitely be on the lookout for that. He got a new song out called Grand Prix, and it's pretty good, you know what I mean? So he's trying to set the tone so he can really get these young cats some attention, you know, these nice independent artists. So hopefully they got something to say. I want to hear what they got to say. So far we're going to see.
All right. I want to mention up something too, man. There's this artist that I was giving someone told me to check out, and I think I've seen this guy before. His name is Tom McDonald. He actually has a song on Facebook right now. Well, not Facebook, on YouTube rather. But I think it was played on Facebook, like in the video, called White Boy. And for obviously, this guy is white. But man, y'all should give a chance and check out that song. Okay. Again, Tom McDonald. He addresses a lot of stuff about, being white and, the stereotypes and things like that. So y'all should check that out, man. Yeah, I shout out to Thad for that, because Thad actually hit me up at my job. He's like a truck driver or whatnot, and he comes to pick up stuff. So he kind of came through. He told me about that. I said, yeah, you should check him out. Yeah. So I want to shout out Thad for giving me that, But yeah, check him out. Speaking of white boys, Vlad hit up the old, Godcast, Lord Jamal, Rod Digger, the whole, Godcast.
DJ Vlad, I don't know why he doesn't never really like to be on camera when it comes to his interviews. I never understood that. I'd be like, why you ain't showing yourself? But I think you get to see him on this interview, of course. But when he does his own, you never really see him. So what was going on with this?
It was actually good. It was actually a pretty good interview. Vlad actually was talking about how he came from. I think he came from Russia. Cause that's where he was from. He came, I want to say around. Well, he came here when he was 5. He was in Massachusetts, whatnot. I think it was Massachusetts or Connecticut. I can't remember. It was one of the New England states. Yeah. But anywho, he was there when he was 5. He saw, he started singing hip hop. He actually got into breakdancing first. Okay. So his name was what was it, Fast Rock or something like that. Oh yeah. Yeah. So he was like, he was like a b-boy, but he couldn't get his windmills right. Yeah. So he's like, yeah, I can't do the b-boy thing no more. So then he started getting into DJing. And then after that, I think he went to Berkeley in California and he got like a computer programming degree. I mean, not to give up everything, but y'all should go back and watch the interview. But one of the most important question on there that Jamar addressed was, hey man, are you a culture vulture? Mm-hmm. And he kind of addresses it. And he addresses it very well. I'm not gonna tell you what he said, because again, you have to watch that interview. Yeah. But one thing I could say about this interview was, amongst that they were, they're all good friends, but this interview felt very genuine. It felt like, everything was relaxed. It felt, it felt like it was just it was a good vibe. Everybody, even though when they were asking challenging questions, right, it was still like it was still a good vibe. He didn't feel like he was crucified or hung or anything like that. So I should go back and check that. And Rod Digger also checked him but asked him a question about, sometimes y'all perpetuate too much junk on there sometimes. Yeah. And Vlad again addresses that situation. And also, Vlad has actually promoted his Vlad Stocks. He does, and this is where he's more so in the camera as opposed to being off camera. Okay. But this particular thing is he's actually talking and trying to share tips, as far as financial advice. But now he's not a financial advisor, so he got to make that disclaimer. Right. I'm gonna actually check it out, because that might actually help me out. Yeah, never know. Because he was saying in the interviews, man, even though I had that computer programming degree and I got the job and everything, the next I was just stacking up money. I was spending money and everything, but the next year I went broke. Wow. Yeah, I went broke and everything. So He's like, I just don't want that to happen again.
Yeah.
And it took me. He told him it took 10 years to get back to work, to the plateau where he's at now. So I just want to shout out Vlad, man, because I mean, really, the reason, he might, in a sense, what I'm saying, people might give him flack, but I mean, what I'm saying, he's actually doing things for the culture, giving people a platform, what I'm saying, so that's really a good thing, and actually getting other views and perspectives in there, so shout out to Vlad, man.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, I don't think he's a culture vulture, per se. You know what I mean? I think he's a genuine, sincere dude. You know what I mean? I really like Vlad. I mean, he may not have the best opinion all the time, you know what I mean? But that's different, you know what I mean? I don't think he's a culture vulture, but, that's just me, myself. I can only speak for me, but I think he's a good dude. He speaks his mind, and he don't really try to filter anything, you know what I mean? So that's a good thing, so we do want to give a rest in peace to Aaliyah. It's been 17 years since she passed away, so definitely rest in peace to Aaliyah. Her songs are timeless, man, and you can play her songs at any time, you know what I mean? People still love them. And there's not a lot of artists really that can really touch her legacy, you know what I mean? So, I'll give it to her on that. She's still, no matter what, I think all of her songs, I mean, I don't know all of them, but all the ones I've heard, they always were good, you know what I mean? So, definitely, shout out to Aaliyah. Rest in peace, been 17 years, and, hopefully we'll have some other artists that come up and do just as great as you. We need more of that, man.
Yeah.
So,
man, the problem is nobody in love no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hell, even if Aaliyah, you know what I'm saying? The thing about her is like, yeah, she might have been underage when she was giving up to R. Kelly. At least they was in love, theoretically.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody ain't in love no more. Everybody just mad and motherfucking, we on drugs.
Yeah.
We on drugs, nigga. We on drugs, getting money, on drugs, and not fighting and everything. It's like, dang. Man. And then they want to beat up women and stuff like these women right now, they look, they be looking bad, boy. Yo, Eric stupid made this white man fall in love.
Yo,
you in love with the
booty? My man, she was fine. She was damn fine. So, that's one of the most things I miss about her, because every time her videos was on, I was like, I don't even care what the song say. I just want to see Aaliyah. Yeah. So, definitely, man. Nobody
ain't singing nothing about love except the white artists, Adele and Bruno Mars. He ain't like all the way white. Right. He's still light skinned. So they trying to put him up on that. What's the other guy's name? Steve Smith. Yeah. Not Steve Smith. Sam Smith.
Sam Smith.
Sam Smith.
He like the new Keith Sweat.
Yeah, man. I think he can sing, but it's just like.
He's always so sappy to me, man.
Yeah, the only thing about it, man, it's like these artists, they do art form, and now they getting awards for it. But then you got slew of groups from back in the day that were doing just as good, if not better, and they don't get shit.
Yeah, man.
So I mean. Going back to like Aretha Franklin, I know it's been about a week and some change. 18 Grammys, you know what I'm saying? Like, and singing real soul music. Yeah. Like that stuff resonate with your soul. Yeah. Stuff don't resonate with your soul no more.
Yeah, man.
It really don't.
Everybody just trying to make their money, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
ain't nothing wrong with making money.
Yeah. But if that's your only goal, then that's all you're gonna get out of the music. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just money, and that's not gonna keep you happy. And so I like artists who can really make me feel something. You know what I mean? Yeah. So when you got people singing like Lauryn Hill, who can do hip hop and sing, Erykah Badu, you know what I mean? Jill Scott. Those are the kind of artists we need more of. You know what I mean? So that's my thing.
Yeah, man. Even though Lauryn Hill didn't do the whole miseducation of Lauryn Hill. You seen that? About the what's that? My man named Robert. I shared it on the hip hop page. But basically, he's a jazz musician, but he does stuff for hip hop artists. Like he done a lot of stuff for Common. Common is like his like. They actually got like a group called, I think it's like I want to say Jazzy Green. It's something Green.
Okay.
August Green. I think it's August Green.
All right.
It's like it was a group. Yeah, Robert Glasper. Thank you, Red. Thank you, Red. So yeah, Robert Glasper. He would talk about Lauryn was petty. Like she would come out and she'd go to like places all over the world, get a band, use that band. Get rid of that band, go to another, do like go everywhere else, do like some audition and stuff. And then she was trying to do the same thing to Robert. And she was like, yeah, so you can play some stuff on the phone? Robert was like, nah, I can play in the studio. And some other stuff happened, but anywho, but he was a part of that, and he didn't really get like the credit that he deserved on that. So
yeah, man. So that's what she's one of those people I like to know more about her backstory like that. Stuff like that went on. You know what I mean? So,
but hey, I mean, even though that happened, we have to give Lauryn Hill her props though. I mean, because she can, like you said, sing and rap. I mean, and she brought she brought out some good music. So
yeah. To Herbie Hancock is the GOAT. You ain't lying, boy. Herbie Hancock's one of the top 5. Yeah, man. Yeah. That classic, man. The young kids probably don't know much about that, but that's the joint right there, man. So. Those are timeless songs, man. Timeless. That's the thing we don't have a lot more of now. Timeless songs. Your song is hot right now, and it might be for maybe a couple, 2 to 4 years, but after that, we don't even remember you.
We might need to do a discussion. Actually, we might do this after the podcast, but actually, right now, if you're in the comment section right now, let's like today's music. Well, we can go back from, let's say 2010 to now. What do y'all consider that's timeless from that era?
From 2010 to now, man.
What do y'all think is classic?
That's a hard one. I mean, the only artist I can say that right now could be considered timeless would be somebody like, of course, maybe Kendrick. Because he drops a lot of stuff that, I could still listen to years down the line. And I think that's real important for an artist. You know what I mean? Like, I could still listen to Big Daddy Kane, Ain't No Half Steppin' in 2018 and still be impressed by that song. That's that song which is from 1988. You know what I mean? Exactly.
No, half stepping.
I'm the big happy. We talk about throwbacks. So I mean, that's what we talking about. That timeless music where it could be 30 years later and somebody throw that on you, be like, oh, son.
I think J. Cole is like that 1985, and I'm trying to think of another one.
Yeah, Cole definitely.
He got some timeless stuff.
Yeah.
Big Crit. Because he did the double album last year.
Okay.
Late last year. He really got some timeless stuff. I mean, and when you listen to some of his songs, because I mean they had it on like Shade 45 and whatnot, you could tell like this man had like put his time and crafted these songs together. Because like everybody's so quick to like throw shit out. Sometimes it takes like 3 or 4 years. Like, it's really cool that he did that. It takes 3 or 4 years. And really, it's kind of hard to do that in these days and age because it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like career suicide.
Right.
Because, most of the time it's, like I said, everything is constantly coming out.
Yeah.
But sometimes you need that time to kind of just craft something, sit down and craft something, craft an art.
Exactly, man. You said, "Let's get raw, Big Daddy Kane." Yeah, man, that's the joint right there. Man, he has so many songs like that. Raw, ain't no half stepping, set it off. I mean, the Wrath of Kane. I mean, man, listen. It's artists in 2018 that still cannot touch those songs.
Oh God, yeah.
I mean, cannot. And I mean, if you can get, I mean, he could do a concert and do nothing but old songs right now, and you would get top dollar for that.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? People like him, Big Daddy,
and he's still touring.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he can still do stuff. He ain't even got to do no new stuff. He can just do old stuff and still get more money than some of these artists are getting right now.
And that's what you want.
Yeah,
that's what you want. Shit, that's why you got like, you know, mugs like Aerosmith and Metallica. That's why the motherfuckers be around like so long, because like they got a cold shitload of old category. I mean, that's one thing I will say about rock, man. Like they kind of built things a little bit better. Now, granted, they were white artists, but still, like they built things a little better as far as like, you know, we got these slow catalogs of songs, and then on top of that, like the parents and everything, they kind of got people introduced, like the kids introduced to the music, you know. So that's why that's why Led Zeppelin, all them, you know, that's why they kind of, I guess, live forever or live a long time like they do now.
Yeah.
But, you know, but it is what it is.
Yeah, definitely, man. So we just need more timeless music, you know, in this day and age. But I really, it's so hard from 2010, you know, the artists that have been coming out since then, it's really hard to find anyone who can really, you know, be timeless. You know what I mean? I honestly can't find anyone. I mean, I think one of the people who getting the most recognition in the new school artists is Nikki Minaj, and she's not doing timeless music. You know what I mean? You're not really gonna go back in 10 years and say, you know, I want to go back and hear that joint with her and Tekashi. Nobody cares.
I think what else would be classic. Really, most of the time too is the older people in that age, in that era, making the classics.
Yeah, it's like you got people like Black Thought who's still making music. You know, he's still making good music because his new album, Streams of Thought, man, it's fire. But he's been out so long, you know what I mean? He's just one of those legends who's still making music. You know what I mean? Imagine if we still had people like Big L, Big Pun, you know, B.I.G. I mean, just them three right there, if they were still making music, I mean, a lot of this stuff wouldn't even be here.
These niggas be bagging groceries, flipping birds,
honestly,
busting toilets.
He said busting toilets.
Busting toilets.
Yo, but you know what? Honestly, if Biggie was still here, we would have an original Little Kim. We would not have this Little Kim that we have now. You know what I mean? If Biggie was still here, it would be a lot different because he was responsible, I think, in my mind, he was responsible for keeping her on track, giving her a good direction, just saying, here's what's going to be good, do this, do that, and she was able to do that. You know what I mean? Of course, he wrote some of her stuff in the beginning, but she still wrote a lot of her own stuff too. So, you know, shout out to her, but I really just wish we had the original Little Kim back. It's just not going to happen. So I think this chick that we got now, she ate the old Little Kim and took her place.
Damn. Anything else, man?
That's pretty much it. I mean, you know, let us know what y'all think about this whole Tekashi and Luda thing. You know,
Luda!
Yeah, I mean, obviously he don't want it lyrically, so that's why he's just doing little jokes on Instagram and all of that, trying to be funny. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, don't get mad. You sound like a little kid. You throwing a tantrum just because somebody says something. I mean, that should give you a heads up to say maybe my music ain't as good as it could be. You know what I mean? Let me rethink some of this. Now, he gonna make his money. I'm not doubting that. You know, but he got that kind of washed up, washed down, washed all over sound. You know what I mean? That, you know, any person with no music sense would buy it.
Well, the thing of it is, like, most of the, like what we were talking about most of the new like hip hop music is sounding like the trap today.
Yeah,
was like the emo of yesterday.
Yep.
If you really listen to it, you know, most of the stuff. If you put guitars and a guitar riff, and let's say make, you know, that Uzi, like little Uzi Vert, All My Friends Are Dead.
Yeah.
If you put a guitar riff, drums to it, and change that band to Nirvana, you would have the same thing.
Yeah.
And it would be cool because it's like, oh, it's all my friends are you know,
Exactly.
whatever, you know what I'm saying? But it's just,
shame.
but now it's just trap beats.
Yeah, it's a shame, man. So we appreciate y'all, you know, of course, for checking us out.
Yep.
Keeping us going with your comments, because y'all keep us laughing.
Yeah, for real. Again, we got Reggie Reg will be on the show tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow, next week. Next week, yeah. So smooth. Yeah, so that's the statement. So smooth will be on there for us. And then next week we're gonna try to have
we got a new artist, another local artist here called Mr. Spot.
Yep.
And he's right here in the Triad, and he's doing his thing, man. He's really good. I think I shared some of his stuff on the Triad Hip Hop page, so definitely check that out so you know what's coming. So after Reggie Reg next week, we got Mr. Spot the week after that. So we stepping it up, getting this thing going, and we're gonna hit y'all with that real hip hop culture and keep y'all seeing the real. So thank y'all again.
Yeah, thanks for everybody tuning in. Hey, Fresh, if you still on here, man, maybe next week, or not next week, but you know, soon we'll get you up on the show, and you know, you talk about your comedy thing, man. We'd love to have you.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. We might have to do that, so look out for that too. Hopefully one day we'll do that. So, but for Triad Hip Hop Podcast, this your man Kurt,
and I'm Howie,
and we'll see y'all soon.
Peace.